Welcome back to the Dadskillz car channel. Today we've got a few more brochures for old British car brands, and these are for the Roots Group. And you're going to say, if you're not au fait with the sort of UK motoring history and the industry, you're going to say, who? Well, at one point, the Roots Group was quite a big producer of different car brands. So let's take a little look at this first one. This is actually a snippet, an advert from a magazine from 1947. And the magazine is called The Motor. 1947. And so we can have a little look down here. At this time, the products of the Roots Group, it says, were Humber, Hillman, and Sunbeam Talbot. Those were massive names, and they got even bigger. And then, just out of interest, on the other side of this, we've actually got a Lockheed leadership, an advert for what looks like drum brakes. 20 years of specialism, evidence. This is 1947, remember, so Lockheed hydraulic brakes on the most famous Continental racing cars, and more than 2 million vehicles throughout the world. Getting off the topic a little bit here, but drum brakes would have been on the front of every car in 1947 before we had discs all round like we have now on most cars. So that's that. So, and that's obviously, you look at those sort of 40s styling, swooping back ends, beautiful flowing lines. We're sort of just coming out of the sort of Art Deco 1930s, aren't we? So we've still got those flowing lines. Really nice cars, really well appointed cars. And then we put that to one side. We come to this. And isn't this a fabulous looking thing? Look at it. There's nothing quite says 70s than that. That's fantastic. And I think, again, this is like something we had the other day. This isn't really a brochure, it's more a poster.
Britain has a new car to be proud of. It's the Hillman Avenger. At an uneaten test track, the car, on which high export hopes have been placed, showed how it can stand up to any amount of punishment on the toughest road conditions.
So here we've got the Hillman Imp, built up in Linwood, the ill-fated Linwood factory in Scotland. So we've got new value, 3 new models, 3 new low prices, 3 examples of Roots' amazing value for money. And that's not all. Turn the page from the left and you'll find 5 more famed Roots models, now at new lower prices. It's the Roots value year. It's RVY. The Roots company, the Roots brothers, in the end, owned Hillman, Humber, Singer, Sunbeam Talbot, and Karrier. And so in the 70s, this is a little bit after their height, really, but at its height, Roots had manufacturing plants in the Midlands at Coventry and Birmingham, Southern England at Acton, Luton, Dunstable, and a brand new factory that I talked about in Linwood in Scotland. This is the Hillman, the new Hillman GT. Now at last, Hillman bring you high-performance motoring. The Big Value GT. Very special car. Twin carbs, 1725 engine, giving 100 miles an hour with up to 34 mpg. The plush rally interior and instrumentation, including rev counter, high back seats, sports steering wheel, rally road wheels, and a luxury interior. There's also a bit of luggage space, 961. All prices are ex-works. Look at that, look. Seat belts are extra. Jeez. And then we come down to this one. The new Sunbeam Alpine. A famous name in the new shape, the Alpine combines the exceptional comfort of a long-distance touring car, including high back front seats, excellent performance, quietness, ease of handling, real economy, gives speeds up to 90 miles an hour with an automatic transmission, or overdrive as an extra, fitted with servo-assisted braking and front discs. Over £1,000. Value from Roots. 5 great cars for less money. Down in price, but nothing else has changed. A big 5-seater family car. 1500 engine, servo-assisted brakes, front discs. The Hillman Minx Saloon. Very nice. 818. Down in price, the Hillman Minx Deluxe. 850. All synchromesh gearbox. Great economy. The seatbelts are extra. Up to 34 mpg. The fabulous Rapier, down in price. But the car is as fabulous as ever. performance and handling in the 100 mile an hour class. Equipment to match, appointments to dazzle, twin carbs, 1.7 litre. The Sunbeam Rapier. Nice looking car, isn't it? Yeah, so like I say, they were a hell of a company. Started in Hawkhurst in Kent, and then as early as 1924, they become the largest truck and car distributor in the United Kingdom, and they advertised that their showrooms could supply new cars manufactured by Rolls-Royce, Daimler, Sunbeam, Austin, Hillman and Fiat. So they really were going places. The splendid Sceptre down in price. The Humber Sceptre. I do like Humber. They made some lovely cars, like top-class cars. It even says it there. Look. Top-class executive motoring with sporting overtones, lavish appointments, individual front and contoured rear seats. 90 miles an hour, 34 miles to the gallon. A classic car. The Sceptre has a degree of refinement, rare in its price bracket. Just over 1,200 quid. They're a car. I really love the shape of the Hillman Imp. But at the time, they would overheat really easy. They'd set on fire because the electrics weren't great, and apparently the brakes were awful. So, it had a lot going for it style-wise and price-wise. But the Linwood factory was sort of renowned for its poor quality of output.
In 1963, a high-tech factory was opened at Linwood in Scotland to manufacture an exciting new vehicle. The circumstances were somewhat unusual. The workforce was largely composed of ex-shipbuilders, the engine was based on an old fire pump, and the car was launched before it had been properly tested. Unpromising beginnings, but the little car duly emerged from the factory to greet an unsuspecting public.
There's all sorts of models though. We've got the Super Imp, the Sport, the Stiletto, Californian, and then we've got down here, we've got the Hillman Husky. Nice, which is basically an imp with a boot. This is state rear door. And now over on this page, we come to the Singers. Singer Chamois, Singer Gazelle. Now Singer was a company that they bought after the war in the 50s. And the Singers then became Hillmans that were slightly more upmarket. A few more accessories on them and slightly different tweaked looks, if you like. The Singer Chamois Saloon. So that's basically, that's the Hillman Imp, but with, it's got a couple of sort of twin headlights. There's not a lot else different really though, is there? Deluxe trim, 1875 rear engine, opening rear window. The Singer Gazelle, one of the most refined cars, servo-assisted brakes. Singer Chamois Coupe. Singer Vogue Estate, and the Singer Chamois Sport. Twin carb, 1875 engine, twin headlights. Nice. And so this is a nice little innovation, isn't it? So we've got, please clip and mail this coupon for full details of selected cars and to arrange a test drive without obligation. So you can say which one you like to arrange a test drive, and then over leaf you fold it and tuck it in and do all sorts of things. Pop your postage stamp on and send it off to Coventry and they'll arrange a test drive for you. Brilliant. Really nice. That is fantastic. That looks really good. So I mentioned earlier on the ill-fated Linwood factory move, but at the time the government forced their hand really, and there was something called the Industrial Development Certificates, IDCs, and they were forced to build a factory in a depressed area, which Linwood was. It had high unemployment, historical unemployment, and so they were forced to build it there. And so another problem was that all their component suppliers were still based in the Midlands around Coventry. So they had to transport everything up, half finished, to Linwood to be assembled. And then on completion, all the imps were then transported back down the road to Brighton, resulting in a 600-mile round trip. And as I say, the imp suffered with real poor build quality, reliability issues. That was reflected then in poor sales. So after a good start, the imp lost its way, and then with all the strike action and warranty claims because of the cars letting them down, it left the Roots Group with no money to develop any more cars. And that led to, in 1964, Chrysler taking a 30% interest in the Roots Group. And then over the next few years, they got 45%, then 65%, and then till finally Chrysler UK Limited took 100% of the Roots Group in 1970. And then sadly after that, a lot of the brands were lost or subsumed by other companies, and now none of those brands exist.
By 1980, though, the Roots Group was gone, its legacy being one of the most spectacular collapses in automotive history, as mismanagement, government intervention and poor choices helped to bring down this giant of the British car industry.
That's it from the Dadskillz car channel today, another brochure review. If you enjoyed that, YouTube will recommend some more videos like this. But until the next time, I'll catch you again real soon. Cheers.